Joan of Arc, a mind beyond her time. The year is 1430. Amidst the darkness of war, division, and the power of the church, a 17-year-old girl appears. No crown, no army, no education. She only has a belief, and from that belief, she changed history. Joan of Arc is not just a hero, she is the voice of a soul that was centuries ahead of her time. She said things the world couldn't yet understand. She lived by a truth the world wasn't ready to accept. And that is why she was burned, but her ideas will never die. Part 1. A woman who dared to live as her soul. Joan's world was one of silence, where women were not allowed to speak, not allowed to fight, and were not allowed to dream beyond marriage and obedience. But she didn't ask anyone for permission to live as she wanted. Joan listened to an inner voice. No priest taught her. No school trained her. She only knew this: I have been sent by God to save France. She dared to believe in the truth of her own heart more than in any dogma or law. And that is something society, whether then or now, still struggles to accept. A person living as their soul, not according to a script. Part 2. Integrity of thought, dared to confront power. Joan was no ordinary warrior. She didn't come to kill. She came to end the war. Throughout her journey, Joan didn't loot, torture, or seek revenge. She demanded that her soldiers maintain their morals and not harm civilians. Here was a woman who commanded an army but kept a compassionate heart. A soldier who spoke with angels and swore never to act against her conscience. Who taught her these things? No one. Because Joan didn't learn from the world. She learned from her soul. It was this integrity that made her enemies tremble and made it impossible for even the powerful people on her side to control her. Joan lived as a spiritual revolutionary before the world even had a name for it. Part 3. A soul guiding those who are awakening. Joan's ideas are not just for the 15th century. They are for anyone, in any era, who hears a calling from within, but has it stifled by doubt and fear. Joan is an example for souls who dare to live by their inner truth, even if misunderstood. Dare to stand alone, even if the whole world turns its back. Dare to love deeply, even when living amidst violence. She didn't need to know if women had rights. She gave herself those rights. She didn't need a movement of awakening. She was the movement herself, through her actions, her gaze, and her fearless heart. Part 4. The mission of a courageous soul. Joan is not just a symbol of an era. She is a symbol of courage that rises above all prejudice and limitations. She teaches us that a great mission is not about power or fame, but about loyalty to our inner calling. That calling might be the truth, the light, or simply a dream that others call crazy. But it is those crazy callings that change the world. Joan lived and died for that belief. A belief so powerful, it shook an entire dynasty. Part 5. A message for a new age. Today, as we face countless pressures from society, work, and outdated frameworks, Joan's story resonates more than ever. She reminds us that truth and courage are always the guiding light. You have the right to be yourself, even if it makes you different, lonely, or criticized. True strength isn't about controlling others, but about controlling yourself and living fully by your values. Within each of us, there is a flame like Joan's, an immortal flame, always waiting for the day it can ignite. Expanded conclusion. A call to awaken. So, what will you do with the flame in your heart? Will you let it be extinguished by fear and doubt? Or will you be courageous like Joan and let that flame guide you through the darkness? This is not just the story of a young girl. This is the story of all of us, souls who long to live truthfully, freely, and with an unyielding light. Let Joan's story be a daily reminder. Be brave, you are not alone. If this story resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share, so that Joan's light can spread even more powerfully. And remember, you too can be the flame that changes the world.